Okay, you guys, like seriously, where am I? I have filmed so much footage over the last 3 weeks or so in hopes of making videos like what I feed my two teen boys, my heartworm story with Buddy, um, sourdough recipes, day in the life, just stuff we've been doing. But my goodness, I just cannot find the time. And so this video is literally a compilation of all the clips I have filmed over the last like 3 weeks of just random things that I intended to do something with and I'm just not going to. My life, it's not that busy, but I am just so I don't get much time to just do my own thing. In the morning, early morning, I do, but I'm in my robe drinking coffee in the dark and I'm not going to film videos at that time. And then the day starts and I'm with the kids all day or running errands or hanging out with friends or having friends over, etc. So I don't really have time to sit and chit chat with you guys, but I want to. There's so many things I want to make videos about, and I just haven't had time. And then in the evenings, my boys, they stay up late now. And by the time that they go to bed, 10:30, I shower and hang out with Hector until we fall asleep, which is not that long after. So it's just really a different season. And so of course, October is a very full with beautiful things. The weather's so nice. I feel like a lot of people have activities and events planned. There's been family that has come through. We're traveling and it just gets full. So, as much as I want to make videos and miss it, I just haven't been able to put it into my normal routine. So, here I am. I'll be back soon. I'm gonna do some voiceover on some of these clips because I just want you to at least glean something from them. And I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much, as always, for all your continued support through the years. God bless you guys and see you soon. Well, this fall has been stunning. We've had very little rain and wind, and so the leaves have been able to turn to their peak color, and it has been beautiful. The temperatures have been ideal. We've slept with the windows open and had them open throughout the day most of the month. Of course, there's still hot afternoons, so I will close them around noontime because it still gets up into the high 70s and low 80s, and that's a little too hot to have the windows open. But I just love this time of year where we can save a lot on utilities and have the beautiful cool breeze coming in through the windows. I love to see the curtains flowing in the wind and just the sounds of the birds and the chickens while we're inside doing school and cooking. I also made a lot of yummy things this month. One of them was this. It's just some sourdough brioche dough that was left over in the fridge, and I simply cut up some apples, tossed them with cinnamon and sugar, and rolled them up into the dough for breakfast one day. It was delicious. I made several other things that I didn't film that I will share with you one day in the future. My mom left town as well, so we took care of her dog, so you'll see him a lot in this video as he joins us on our walks. Ivan and I made some homemade flour tortillas. We used the lard from the pigs that they helped slaughter last winter, and we milled our soft white wheat fresh, and they were absolutely delicious. I also roasted a pumpkin and all the pumpkin seeds. I used this pumpkin to make some pumpkin soup and some pumpkin sourdough bread. And I know there was one more thing. It's not coming to mind. Oh, these pumpkin cream cheese muffins. They were so delicious. And of course, there has been a lot of tea. We have had family come through and we have traveled a little. We've had a lot of friends over. Our airsoft battles are back in full swing, so the boys are ecstatic about that. And we've just used our weekends to be home and enjoy working on the property together. This huge limb fell off of this very old oak tree, and we've slowly been cutting it up for firewood. It's been really fun, honestly, especially since it doesn't feel like an urgent task that must be done. It's been done mostly some evenings here and there for pleasure. And so here's Hector being as manly as you can imagine, chopping wood. We also went to the creek, and I think it was a little too soon in the year to go. There was way more kudzu than there usually is. But again, I could have waited a few weeks before I went. Usually we go and all this is bare and it's easy to walk through. But by the time I noticed we were in so deep, I just went anyway. And it was worth it because it really was a beautiful day and the dogs had such a blast. Poor Buddy has not been able to run and play for a long time because of his heartworm healing, but for the last month and a half he's been allowed to be a dog again, and this was his first time to the creek since heartworm, and it was so much fun. It's one of their favorite things for sure. Here I'm making one of our favorite go-to breakfasts. We've had a lot of apples because I've ordered bushels from Bulk Food Natural, and so I've been trying to use them as often as possible in our meals. So these are just our cinnamon apple German pancakes. Make them all the time. They're a family favorite. I usually put the butter with apples and cinnamon in the cast iron skillets to get nice and tender first. Once the butter's melted, they're ready, and I'll just mix up the batter, pour it directly into the skillets, and bake at 405 to 415 degrees until they're nice and puffed up. This is so delicious. It looks so fancy, but it's really, really easy to prepare. And I usually eat it with some yogurt and a little maple syrup. The boys just do maple syrup. So this is definitely several weeks old footage because I haven't had basil in weeks, and all of our garden has pretty much come to a halt at this point. I've got so many herbs that I was able to dry this season. It was such a blessing and very exciting. Tons of sage, tons of thyme and parsley and basil. This was my last harvest of herbs before 3 frosts, and now everything's pretty much done for. So I made pesto with the basil. I used it for salmon. I used it for pasta. I used it for pizza and some little crostinis. And I think that was it. And it was delicious. We also already have harvested all the passion fruit and have enjoyed that. For Joel's birthday, which was the beginning of October, he requested some strawberry cream cheese crepes, so that's what you're seeing there. And a different day, I planned on showing what I fed my teen boys in a day and never got around to lunch and dinner, but this was breakfast. And I finally made clotted cream and beautiful scones to go along with it. We enjoyed that for a few days. And this is a little woolly caterpillar that I spotted on one of my walks. The longer the red band in the middle of their body is said to mean the milder the winter, so we should have a mild winter. Look at that gorgeous American flag. This is not slow motion footage. I had to stop and film that because it was so beautiful. And I voted today and encourage you to do the same, guys. God bless you.